So what is up YouTube? About a month ago I talked about how I'm buying Tortoise Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SHLL, because they're merging with Hyliion. And since then the stock has been extremely volatile, going from $17 to $30 all the way back to $17. So in today's video I'm just going to be talking about whether the stock is still a buy or not. So Tortoise Acquisition Corp is a blank check company that's been public for around 13 months, and they've been looking to merge with the company for a couple months now, and the company they decided to merge with is Hyliion. So what is Hyliion? Hyliion creates electric and hybrid powertrains for heavy trucks, and they saw an opportunity to apply hybrid electric technology to existing Class 8 tractor-trailer trucks and in a cost-effective way. So Hyliion's mission is to reduce or even eliminate carbon emission from these trucks. So currently the company has two product lines, and one is shipping right now. This is a system that turns an existing diesel-powered heavy truck into a hybrid, increasing its range and efficiency. It can be retrofitted to existing Class 8 trucks from any of the major manufacturers. So this is basically an add-on, while the second product is called the Hypertruck ERX, and this is a complete electric drivetrain for Class 8 trucks. Now this doesn't need a huge engine, and if you want to read more about the products and the pros and cons of it, I will be leaving an article link in the description below which you guys can check out. So now let's talk about the merger between the blank check company Tortoise Acquisition Corp and Hyliion. So this is a SPAC merger. So the same thing happened with Vecto IQ merging with Nikola, and the reason they do this is because they could become public a lot faster. So right now the ticker symbol for Tortoise Acquisition Group is SHLL, but when the merger happens it will change to HYLN because it is merging with Hyliion. The pro forma implied market cap of this combined company is over $1.5 billion, but again these are just estimates. And I know right now Tortoise Acquisition Corp's market cap is $500 million, but that doesn't necessarily mean the stock will 3x when Hyliion goes public, because one thing you have to understand is the market capitalization of the combined company is just estimated, and another thing is there are two companies combining, so shareholders from Tortoise Acquisition Corp and shareholders from the private Hyliion. So like that, the splits of the company will be different. Majority of the combined company will still be owned by the Hyliion's shareholders and owner. So don't invest on the stock just based on this one statement. Now this merger will give the company $325 million in private investment, and this will be used to fund the commercialization and mass production of their powertrain solutions. So the CEO of this combined company will still be the founder and CEO of Hyliion, who is Thomas Healy. However, he will be joined by Tortoise Acquisition Corp's Vince Cubbage and Steve Peng and a newly formed board of directors. The reverse merger between these two companies is expected to happen near the end of Q3 2020. Now, I'm going to be talking about their second product, which is still not shipping yet, which is the Hypertruck ERX and their competition. I'm not going to be talking too much about the first product because I don't think there's much growth potential there. So Hyliion's Hypertruck ERX stands for Hypertruck Electric Range Extender. Now the major competition for the Hypertruck ERX is Tesla's battery electric vehicle truck, which is releasing in 2021 as well, and Nikola's fuel cell electric vehicle truck, which is releasing in 2023. However, it seems like the Hypertruck ERX is the better option because the total cost of ownership is less, and it looks like it outperforms the competition in terms of range, payload capacity, charge time, and performance. So now I'm going to be talking about Hyliion's balance sheet and estimated revenue and earnings. So currently Hyliion has a really good balance sheet of over $500 million in cash, and that's because of the investments they got, and they have very limited debt. And even in the future, if they do have to take debt, they could take it on pretty easily because they have a mission to limit as much carbon emission as possible, so governments will give it relatively easily. So in terms of revenue, Hyliion is expected to have a revenue of $1 million in 2020, and they're expected to be profitable in 2021 because their revenue will be $8 million and their gross profit will be $2 million. However, in 2023, they will have a revenue of $1 billion and their gross profit will be $321 million, and in 2024, their estimated revenue is $2 billion while their gross profit is $737 million. But we can't take this too serious because these are just estimates. A lot can change from then. Now let's talk about valuation. So the only thing we can compare Hyliion to is Tesla and Nikola. And Nikola also IPO'd the same way Hyliion is supposed to, and that was through a reverse merger through a blank check company. And this company is now valued at $11 billion. And at their highest of when the stock price was $90, their market cap was $30 billion plus dollars, which is actually insane when you consider Nikola doesn't have any sales and they're actually expected to launch their first product in 2022. However, Hyliion has already launched a product and they're expected to launch their Hypertruck ERX in 2021. And Nikola is also expected to make the first $1 billion in revenue in 2023. And on top of that, Nikola has a worse balance sheet than Hyliion because they're burning cash right now and they do not have much cash left and they have lots of debt currently. So Nikola is valued so high without any product because of the hype surrounding it and the growth potential. And when Hyliion becomes public, it will also be hyped and the valuation will be very high. And if you look at all the companies in the electric vehicle market, most of them are valued extremely high. If you look at Tesla, it's trading at a PE of 700. If you look at NIO, they're still not profitable, but they're trading at a very high rate, and that's because of the growth potential in this industry. Right now, only like 2 to 7% of vehicles are electric. In the future, it will be around 80%. So these companies that are already electric have an advantage over the other automobile companies. So Hyliion is expected to IPO at a market cap of $1.5 billion, but it can definitely go to $3 billion or $5 billion because Nikola, when it first went public and the merger was done, the stock went up over 100%. And the same can happen with Hyliion just because of FOMO investors and hype surrounding it. This means that the stock can double, triple, or even go higher from now to when the merger happens. Like when we look at Nikola, it was like a $24 stock before the merger happened, but after the merger went through, it became a $90 stock. But when we look at it now, it's all the way down to $33. So Hyliion may go higher at that moment because of the hype surrounding it, but it won't stay that high for a very long time. It'll probably come down because people want to take their gains and there'll probably be a huge sell-off. However, if we're looking at a 4 or 5 year horizon, this can definitely be a $30 billion stock because in 2024, the gross profit is expected to be $737 million. And after paying tax and all that, let's just say it's 400 million or 500 million. And right now, the P ratio of Tesla is 700, but because they won't be growing as fast as it. If we give it a P ratio of 100, that's like a $50 billion valuation. However, both of these predictions are just speculative because when we look at it from a short-term perspective, there's still a chance that the merger may not happen, and Hyliion may not be as hyped up as Nikola. Another thing for the long-term prediction, the numbers aren't guaranteed. The company can also fail badly. So this is a high risk, high reward investment, and it just matters on how the management actually executes. So the current CEO is Tom Healy, and when you watch his interviews, it seems like he knows a lot about this business and industry, and he might be able to actually take the company forward. However, there's not too much information about him, and if you guys do want to learn more about him, I will be leaving some videos and articles in the description below. So what am I doing with my position? So I've been buying the stock since it was around $14, and now my average cost base is $18.59. So what I'm thinking is I'll probably sell some shares when the company does go public, and I'll probably hold some from the long term, but so much can happen from now and then, so I'll definitely make some more update videos when the company actually goes public. And again, this is a speculative investment, and before you invest in anything, always do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. And if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, please consider hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. Also comment down below what videos you'd like to see, and thank you.